All right, so welcome back to the deep dive, everybody. We all want that glorious Google stamp of approval on our websites, right?
Oh, yeah.
And today we're diving deep into a guide
Mm-hmm.
that's going to help us get there.
Yeah.
We'll be walking through some seriously actionable tips and tricks to make that happen.
It's going to be good.
It's like your cheat sheet to getting that Google green light.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people get caught up in, like checking all the boxes.
Right.
But what I find super interesting is like the why behind all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like what's going on in Google's mind
I like that.
when they're evaluating these sites.
Yeah, the why.
And how we can create websites that Google actually really loves, not just tolerates.
Yeah, not just good enough.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
The squeak by.
Exactly.
Okay, so the guide starts off strong. It says website quality is king,
Mm-hmm.
which, okay, maybe a little obvious. But then they get to the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
talking about original content.
Yeah.
No placeholders, like just filler text.
Right.
Having dedicated pages like about us and return policy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, I'll be honest. I have totally been guilty of letting broken links slide in the past.
Yeah.
But is that really something that Google cares about?
Oh, they care a lot more than you think.
Really?
Put yourself in Google's shoes.
Okay.
They want to send their users to websites that are well-maintained.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Trustworthy, right?
Yeah.
A broken link is like stumbling upon a pothole in the middle of the road.
Oh, I see.
It just screams neglect. And that erodes trust both for the user and for Google.
Well, that's a good analogy. Pothole. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
And speaking of user experience, the guide mentions layout shifts,
Oh.
especially on mobile. And you know what I'm talking about, right? When you're about to hit buy and the whole page jumps.
Yeah.
And you end up clicking on the wrong thing.
The worst.
So frustrating.
And Google knows that that is going to send people running right back to the search results page.
Yeah.
And that reflects poorly on them. So they're definitely paying attention to those little annoyances.
Okay, so let's move on to the checkout process.
Yeah.
The guide really stresses a smooth experience. What are some of the big things that Google's looking for here?
Well, it really comes down to trust.
Okay.
When you land on that checkout page, you want to feel good about handing over, your personal info, your credit card number,
Right.
all of that. And that's where things like HTTPS come in.
Oh, yeah.
That little lock icon in your browser bar?
So it's about more than just security then.
Oh, for sure. HTTPS, it's like a psychological cue.
Interesting.
It tells your brain like, hey, this site's safe.
Okay.
I can trust them with my information.
Gotcha.
And beyond that, it's about clear pricing, easy navigation, no hidden fees.
Yeah, nobody likes those
No, right.
surprises at checkout.
And all the details about shipping and returns are easily accessible.
Right up front.
Exactly.
So it's almost like Google wants to make sure that the website isn't trying to trick people.
Exactly. They want transparency.
Yeah, and that makes sense why they would want contact details displayed prominently too.
Yeah, a business that's upfront about its information, it just inspires more confidence.
Totally. And this whole transparency thing applies to product pages as well.
Oh, yeah.
The guide warns against misleading content.
Which is huge.
Like imagine a customer sees a price for an item, adds it to their cart, and then boom,
surprise.
different price at checkout.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Nobody wants that.
Definitely not.
Speaking of product pages, the guide says no watermarked images.
Ah, yes.
I got to admit that one made me chuckle a bit.
Yeah.
Why is that such a big deal for Google?
Think about it. Watermarked images just scream unprofessional.
Oh,
It's like the website owner doesn't have original images,
right.
or they're cutting corners, and that doesn't inspire confidence in potential customers or in Google.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They want to showcase high-quality sites.
Okay, so let's get a little more technical now.
Right.
The guide mentions structured data.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, this is something I haven't quite wrapped my head around yet.
Okay, so think of it like this.
Okay.
Structured data is basically translating your content into a language that Google understands perfectly.
Oh, okay.
It's like code that clarifies the meaning behind your words.
So Google can understand it better.
Exactly. And that allows them to create those rich results.
Oh.
Like those search snippets with the extra information.
Like the star ratings and stuff.
Exactly, like the star ratings, product prices, all of that. And to make sure your structured data is doing its job, you can use a tool called the Rich Results Test.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Good.
Okay, so now on to the techie stuff.
All right.
The guide mentions something called Core Web Vitals.
Yes.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. So think of core web vitals like they're the vital signs of your website's health.
Interesting. Okay.
They measure things like loading speed, how quickly users can interact with elements on the page, and visual stability.
So like how much the page jumps around.
Exactly. And Google uses those metrics to gauge the user experience, and they'll reward sites that prioritize performance.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's important.
Okay. The guide also mentions indexing issues. Maybe not as exciting as core web vitals, but I bet it's just as important.
Oh, absolutely. Indexing is how Google discovers your pages
Okay.
and adds them to its search index. Without it, your site's practically invisible.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And a sitemap is like a guide for Google.
Got
It
it.
helps them crawl and understand the structure of your website.
So it's like making sure all the doors are open for Google to come on in.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now, what about tools like PageSpeed Insights and Search Console? Are those like required to get approved?
They're not mandatory for approval,
Okay.
but they're super valuable
Okay.
for understanding how Google sees your site. PageSpeed Insights helps you see where you can improve loading speed.
Okay.
And Search Console gives you a ton of information about indexing, search queries, potential technical issues, all of that.
Okay, great. So let's say we've followed all this advice.
All right.
Our content is amazing. Our checkout is smoother than butter.
Yeah,
Website's technically sound.
perfect.
What's next?
Time to resubmit.
Oh, yeah?
You go to Google Merchant Center, find the account issue section,
Okay.
and request a review,
Nah.
and then the waiting game begins.
Okay, how long does that usually take?
Usually about 3 to 7 days for Google to review your site.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
Hopefully it's good news, but what if it's not? What
Right.
if something goes wrong? What are some resources for troubleshooting?
Well, Google Merchant Center help is a good place to start, and the community forum can be really helpful.
Okay.
But, sometimes it helps to have a fresh pair of eyes.
That's true.
So I'm always happy to take a look at your site, offer some personalized advice, just reach out.
Now that's what I call going above and beyond.
Happy to help.
So just to recap, we covered high quality content, trustworthy checkout, optimized product pages, technically sound website, and a smooth resubmission process.
Exactly.
It all boils down to understanding what Google wants,
Right.
both for its users and for its search results.
Yeah. So now that you've got this knowledge, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, hit me.
What's one change you can make to your website today
Ooh,
to align with those priorities?
I like that challenge.
Yeah.
All right, deep diverse knowledge is power, but action is what gets results.
So true.
Take what you've learned, put it into practice, and watch your website climb those Google rankings.
You got this.
Until next time, happy optimizing.
Yeah.